Hello, Neil here with another short story for stressed grown-ups. Remember to subscribe to get a brand new story written just for you, read to you every week. Whether you listen to help you relax after a hard day or to help you drift off to sleep. Okay, just before we start, take a moment to get yourself comfortable. Good. Now close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. In and out. In and out. Now, let's begin. Today's story is called Outside. Eve is sitting at the kitchen table. In front of her, a giant atlas lays open at the outline of a country she doesn't yet recognize. Her mum and dad watch as she sits, wide blue eyes transfixed, tracing the fine outline with a tiny 6-year-old finger. 30 years later, she's waiting in her boss's office for the inevitable news. Sales have been slow. Nobody wants print anymore. Not when you can read everything online. She takes the trinkets, the post-it notes, and the clutter from around her desk and pauses before throwing it all in the bin. She then carefully removes her giant map of the world from the wall next to her desk and rolls it up. Eve is sitting at the kitchen table. In front of her lies a giant map of the world. Her wide blue eyes are transfixed as she traces the fine outline of each continent with a 36-year-old finger. Eve is sitting on a park bench, somewhere warm, very warm, and humid. A bead of sweat runs down her back. She finds the sensation satisfying, smiles as the tiny, salty rivulet wending its way reminds her she's somewhere magical, somewhere tropical, almost alien. She self-consciously tries to read a novel written a very long time ago about a man who catches a big fish far from shore. But she gives up, puts the book to one side, and takes a moment, since she now has so many, to watch the world go by. Children swing on swings and go round on roundabouts, beautifully, blissfully unaware of anything but that single joyous moment they find themselves in. Old people, in various stages of curvature, speckle the periphery, looking on, wary but not interfering, while talking about happier times, days gone by, the benefits of fewer things. Lovers at various stages of love wander by, gazing at each other, ahead, or at others. Birds sing, leaves whisper indefinable advice, and Eve finds herself absorbed, blending in her role as the girl from out of town who's come to read a book in a public place to suppress her feelings of isolation. Eve is somewhere cold, sitting in a cafe. Ice spreads its translucent leaves across the glass as she peers through it and out into the snow-blanketed street. She watches locals stride confidently, prepared, appropriately dressed. Occasionally she looks down at a novel she's holding open. She's read the same page 4 or 5 times now, but it's not going in. It's a novel written a very long time ago about a man who catches a big fish far from shore. Outside, a man with green eyes, intermittently obscured by a fringe of swinging curls, looks in as she looks up, and, for the briefest of moments, they connect. She misses his smile because by the time it's formed, he's already walked past and out of sight. The soft light of candles warms the room, providing a sun-like glow, and some sort of folk music, sung in a language she'll never have time to learn, plays softly in the background. She pushes the novel to one side and cradles the still hot coffee in the hand-thrown mug with both hands. The heat radiates up her arms, across her shoulders to her face. For no particular reason, she feels a wave of contentment and remains there, glowing for a while longer. Eve is somewhere familiar, a place she came with her mum and dad as a child, a beach they used to walk down to via a sloped wooden walkway, always carrying too much: deck chairs, windbreaks, towels, beach mats, barbecues, but always grateful for them when they eventually got there. She's sitting cradled by the comfortable warm sand, staring out, marvelling at the relentlessness of the infinite sea and its constant, comforting hiss, like the space between radio stations. She's holding a novel written a very long time ago about a man who catches a big fish far from shore. She lies back, treasuring the tranquility of this sheltered bay, feeling as if she's floating as the waves stroke the shore just meters away from her bare feet. She opens the novel, starts at the beginning, imagines what the old man who liked to fish alone might have looked like. But before she can get any further, her eyes start to grow heavy. She closes it, placing it on the sand beside her, then closes her eyes, just listening to the sea, forever coming and going. And, with each wave that breaks softly on the sand, her breathing begins to slow, until, at last, she starts to drift, slowly, softly, into a deep, deep sleep.